unknownphotographer.net. And as some of you might have known, I went to Comic-Con this past weekend. Amazing street photography opportunity. If you guys have never been to a Comic-Con, highly, highly recommend it. Go out there, take a camera, take an off-camera flash, and go shoot away. It's unbelievable. What I wanted to do today was show you guys a little bit of the post-processing that was involved in the entire set of images. I got a whole bunch of emails asking about the post-processing and how we did it all and how we maintained such a consistency throughout the entire set. Well, I come to show you that there is a magic pill. I really did not spend any time or any significant time on editing the images. I used one of my favorite software plugins called NikSoftware Color Efex Pro number 4. It's their latest version. It is extremely easy, guys, and to tell you the truth, I know presets a lot of times get a lot of slack and stuff like that, but for color effects or any of that stuff, when you want fast, quick, and easy, I absolutely adore Color Efex Pro 4. So let me show you exactly what I did, how easy it is, and we'll get this thing over with. So I am currently in Photoshop CS6. I'm opening up a raw file. This is, as you can see, this Batman photo, which is actually my favorite image of the entire weekend. This is the raw file taken with a Nikon D700, nothing fancy here. The image itself, by itself, looks really good. You should know by now that I am obsessive with getting as much right in camera as possible. But I do want a little bit more kick. I want it to be a little bit more Gotham-y. We were in the middle of the day, so the strobes that we were using weren't powerful enough to get that dark, moody atmosphere that I was looking for. So we're going to hopefully fix that up a little bit. Also, there's some really cool clouds up here that I really wanted to pull out as well, a little bit more detail. So I'm going to do that, show you how to do it. The first thing I'm going to do, guys, is just open up the image in Photoshop. I have 0 adjustments on here because to me the image is pretty well exposed. All I'm doing is some color effects on this. You know, I'm not here fixing exposure or anything else like that because we got all that right in the camera, and that's what you guys should strive to do as much as you can also. So I'm just going to click on Open Image. It's going to take a little bit because I am recording and doing all this stuff. I'm going to close my little mini bridge here, which I absolutely love. So here's my Batman image. Open up exactly straight out of the camera. I could actually come over here and try to fix this horizon just a little bit. Justin and I were both working in very cramped conditions, so those little mess ups are okay. The next thing I'm going to do is, you notice it's a locked background layer. I'm always going to make a copy of the layer, and I do that by hitting Control-J on a PC, since I'm on one, or if you are on a Mac, it's Command-J. Next thing, I'm going to come up to my filter, and I'm going to go down to NikSoftware, and I'm going to click on Color Efex Pro. It's going to blink. I don't know why it blinks, but it always does that, and it's going to open up. And here is my Nik Color Efex Pro. I have it, by default, when you open it up, it's going to be in this single frame. I like to have it in this double frame because this is my before and my after images right here. And I always like to be able to refer back to what the original image looked like. If you download the trial to check this out, you're just going to be stuck with all of these presets that come with the program by default. There's a ton of them, and they are all individually tweakable. Every time you click on a preset, let's say this color styler, you're going to have the controls over here, and we could change that around to your liking if that exact preset is how it is. And then you can click on Save the Recipe. That means that you're actually saving this preset for later use without ruining your original preset, which is pretty awesome. Now, a lot of you guys have asked me what the difference is between using these and like Lightroom presets and all those other presets that they're selling and all this kind of stuff. Well, let me go into this into a little bit more detail. NikSoftware came out with this technology that were called control points. Phenomenal. For Nikon users, I don't know if you guys remember, I can't even remember the name of that software, where Nikon processed all the images. The control points was a phenomenal feature. And then they brought out Viveza and then all these other things that included this feature. And now it's more popular, and Snapseed that they included it. So the difference is that you don't have control points in those Lightroom presets and all that other kind of good stuff. That's why Nik Color Efex Pro is so awesome. And a control point is basically where you can tell Lightroom exactly where you want the effect. So as you can see, I'm kind of making it bigger or smaller. And I can move this around and change it around and do all this kind of stuff for the effect, which is, to me, is pretty awesome. So that is the main difference between using Nik Color Efex Pro 4 and all these other preset softwares or all these other preset things that are out there. Let me just delete this because I'm not going to use any of these presets. Okay, so for the Batman, or for the entire Comic-Con series, what I did was you go to recipes, okay? And as you can see, these recipes, right below there's an import button, okay? And the import button means that you can actually import recipes that other people have uploaded or created or all this other kind of cool stuff. NikSoftware, if you go to their website and you go down to the downloads, the presets and recipes, you will actually be able to download all these presets for free. If you click on the Color Efex Pro tab, you can see they have 1 of 44. These are all free. All you have to do is click on it, click on the download button, and there's tons and tons of presets, really cool ones. You don't have to pay for it. You've already paid for the software. NikSoftware has got your back. The one we're going to use is one called Big Sky, and I'll put a link to it on the website. This Big Sky preset, the reason I really like it is because when I saw it, as you can see in this demo, it really brings out the clouds, and it's kind of got this HDR/Dave Hill kind of effect, and I really liked it, and I thought it'd be a little bit Gotham-y. If I lowered the exposure a little bit on the sides and everything, and burned and dodged, it would look really Gotham-y. So all I did was click on the download button, click, and you can see down here it's downloaded. You go over to your Color Efex, click on the import button, click on Big Sky, boom. I'm not going to hit open because I already installed it. You go over to your presets, and here it is. And all I did, guys, was click on Big Sky. And look at the difference. Before and after. I can always put it here in that single view. Before and after. Before, it was a cool picture. Now, it's just freaking cool. It looks very real, Batman-y kind of, Gotham-y kind of picture. After that, all I do is click on OK. NikSoftware will think, do its images, do its things, and as you can see down here, it's actually creating an additional layer, and it actually has a mask as well, because I can actually just paint in the effect where I want it, which is another really cool feature that I didn't really talk about, but we'll do that in a future video. And that is now in effect. How cool does that look? This is my before and my after. Now the only thing I probably want to do is just dodge and burn just a little bit. As you can see, we have a photo bomber, and a lot of people told me to take him out, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave him in there because one day we'll figure out who he is and we'll totally call him out. So to dodge and burn, create a brand new layer. Take a big paintbrush, gigantic paintbrush, as big as possible. And that's not going to paint because I'm on my tablet and I don't have my pen. So just paint. And all I want to do, and I really want to paint really black first to see exactly where I'm painting. I don't want to kill this flash light over here. I don't want to get rid of any of that stuff. I just want to go and contour with it. Make it look as natural as possible. Once that's burned down like that, I just click on soft light to change that over to a contrast mode. It's a little bit too much for me, so I just click on the opacity. Lower my opacity. I always do a before and after check, before and after check. Might lower it just a little bit more. And voila! My Batman image has been edited and done extremely fast. It looks freaking amazing. I love it. Gotham would be very, very proud of their superhero. And that's about it. Another thing I want to show you guys what I did, I'll just close that out and open up my mini bridge again, is, for example, for this pirate photo. Let's just open this up, and we'll just open it up directly into Photoshop. No need to edit anything. Okay, and let me show you another trick that I do. As some of you guys might know, the last filter that's always used is always in memory here in Photoshop. So I already did my Big Sky. I know I want to edit this guy with Big Sky, right? I just love that smoke right in that window. That was like perfect timing. And so all I need to do is make a copy of the background layer, which I did there, by hitting Control J on a PC, Command J on a Mac. Hit Control F on a PC, Command F on a Mac, just to reapply that last effect. And NikSoftware will come back and apply that same big sky preset. It'll apply it perfectly to this image. It's taking a couple of minutes, guys. Sorry. And that's my NikSoftware effects on this image. I really, really like it. But you know what? I want to add a little bit extra to this image. So what I'm actually going to do is make another copy of this layer, and I'm just going to hit Control F again. Okay, and the reason I want to make a copy is because the next time that it processes or it reprocesses the image with a big sky effect, it's actually going to be a little bit way too much for my taste. So since I have a copy of that background layer, I can lower its opacity, but still, you know, I'm kind of getting like 1.5 times the effect, which is what I want. See, this is just a little bit too much. It's a little bit too Dave Hillish for me. Not that I have anything against Dave Hill's images, but what I'm going to do is just lower the opacity to somewhere around there, which is where I kind of like it. So you can see the before and the after, the before and the after. If I raise my opacity all the way up to 100 again, you can see it's just a little bit too much for my taste. So using that same preset, doubling the preset, you get even harsher preset, which is really, really cool to me. I just love this guy's face and the smoke and everything. And I don't know how Justin nailed it right in that window. Really cool. Perfect timing. Sometimes you're just at it at the exact time. In any case, that's another way for you guys to use all these plugins. That's another thing that I do. If you don't have a copy of Color Efex 4, go to NikSoftware.com right now. Download your copy. See if you like it. And who knows? Maybe I'll be giving one of these things away and you might win one. This is Andy with UnknownPhotographer.net. Over and out.